Hello, YouTube friends, and we're about to go into the next two shelves of my rock and mineral and gem and crystal and however you like to call them, but I've got a case full of cool stuff and I'm going to show it to you. So, next two shelves, here we go. This is a really cool piece that I really don't know exactly what it is, but I have... Sorry, that's my phone. I'm friends with a whole bunch of geology majors because I started as a geology student. Those were my friends. They've graduated and moved away now, but last year a bunch of them were still here, and I had a garage sale. And so one of my friends named Sandra had this awesome little bird thing she was gonna sell, and I said, hey, I would like to have that, but I don't want to pay for it. Can I trade you? So I went and I got her a little coyote because that's her animal totem. I had a little, like, stone coyote, which honestly I barely remember what it looked like now. Like, I didn't connect with it very well. But I had kind of thought about just giving it to her in general, so I was like, this is a perfect opportunity, like, I will trade. So then we all sat around because I was like, what do you think this is? And all my geology friends were like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, you know, I don't think that's red jasper. Like, what do you think this, like, what do you think the rocks in here are? Because, like, you can see pyrite really obviously, so I knew that one. Never ask that question to geology students. Like, I'm just gonna tell you right now, you're not gonna get like, oh, it's honeycalcite or it's snow quartz. Like, they're gonna look at you and be like, yeah, it has a lot of albite and potassium feldspars. That's like exactly what they said to me. I'm just like, okay, you guys are not helping. But if you look closely, it really does have a lot of potassium feldspars. You can see some of them inside of this, like nice little chunks inside of the bird. They thought this was probably marble, this was probably albite, and I can't remember what we had decided the beak was made out of now, so I'm not gonna try and like BS one of those for you guys, but I love that piece just because I love remembering like when I got it and trying to get people to tell me what it was, and all I could get was like the most not straight answers I've ever heard in my life. That's something else you learn in geology, is that if you can argue your case well enough, you can be correct, even if you're not. That's something I've learned, so it's pretty funny to watch. Anyway, I'm bad-mouthing geologists, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I love geologists. This is another piece of petrified wood. This is another reason that I really, really like certain things to be polished. This is a perfect example. So you can kind of tell this is petrified wood from the side, but if you look at the bottom of this, it mostly just looks kind of like a rock, like there's nothing too significant. If you look at the other side where they've polished it, this is literally like tree rings. It's the middle of a tree. It's super awesome. And you would have no idea really looking at this side, so it's one of those things where polishing was a good idea. So on certain things, I really, really like polished stuff. On certain things, not so much. I'm cool with it being not polished. This is lapis. I call it lapis lazuli. A lot of people call it lapis lazuli. I usually just say lapis because I don't like to argue with people about it, so this has some really nice pyrite in it though. I really like it. And I have, I think, a couple of different pieces of this somewhere, but this was my favorite one. Yeah, there's the vein of it that's really nice. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna take you guys on a little journey because I tried this already and you can't see this from this angle. Like, I'll show you it right now. You cannot see how cool this piece is right now. You just can't. So, prepare yourselves, the camera's gonna move for a second and be all jostly, so I apologize. I also apologize for the pictures in the background here. I'll try and block it with the rock, but check out this indigo color. This is literally the coolest piece of fluorite I think I've ever seen. And I was so excited when I got this at the mineral show over the summer. It's just an amazing piece, and you cannot see that at all, like, when the light is not shining through it. Like, it's not even worth looking at. It's just so much more amazing whenever there's light hitting it. Which makes me sad, because there's, like, no light hitting my cabinet right now. Someday. Someday. Anyway. Whoa, that is not on the stand. There we go. Okay. What am I doing? Putting that back. That's what I'm doing. This is honeycalcite. This is another one I should have shown you facing the other direction. Whatever. It's not that cool, so I'll show you this way. But it's really cool overall because it really does look like honey. So much so that I'm half convinced that if I put it in my tea might taste better. Like, it really does look like, I want to eat it. Anyway, so this is one that I got at the Gem and Mineral show. Nobody knows what this is. Like, there were a whole bunch of mineral collectors and geologists there. Nobody knows what this is. So I had to buy it, because that's how I am. It's quartz, with some kind of crazy inclusion. And it looks metallic, but it's not metallic. It just looks like that because of the way it grew inside of this quartz piece. Like, here's the bottom of it. It may have little bits of metallic in there. We really don't know. Like, I can't tell. And the way it grew, it kind of like looks like it fractured the inside of this almost. Like, it looks like there could be bubbles inside of this. So you really can't tell what the heck is in the middle of this. It just is awesome. But I can tell you the energy from this is super cool. Like, it's the kind of thing where you hold it and I feel like I want to go run around the house. Like, some things you hold and they calm you down, they make you feel happy. This makes me feel like I want to go run around and be a crazy person, so I have no idea what that is though. That's what it feels like to me. This is snow quartz. I love snow quartz. When I went on geology field camp, the beginner one that I went to, this was one of my favorite things that I got. Not this piece. I found literally like just out in the field. We were walking and there's this big quartz vein that went through like the side of a mountain, and there were just chunks everywhere of snow quartz you could just pick up. So I picked up like a massive chunk because it's free, why not? And then I lugged around like several pounds of rock for the rest of the day. And of course I was picking up all kinds of other rocks too, but I really, really like this piece. I bought a really cool bracelet from Alice the Red Rose Fairy's Etsy shop. I highly recommend looking there. She's got some really nice quality jewelry, but I got snow quartz from her and it's awesome. And I actually got a lapis lazuli bracelet that I lost at the mineral show. Like, I literally had it for like a week and somehow it came undone while I was at the show, and I noticed it when we were on our way home, and it was like 2.5 hours away, so I could not go back. I was so disappointed. That was like the coolest bracelet I've ever had. But anyway, I have no idea what this rock is. I got it when I was a little kid and I found it in a jar with a bunch of other rocks more recently. You really kind of can't see this very well. It's like almost too bright. It's a baby blue color, like a really nice baby blue. You can kind of see it. If you have any guesses as to what this might be, feel free to tell me, because I honestly just don't really have a good idea. But it's really, really cool. It's another one of those things that I would like to eat. Black tourmaline. This is a nice little, I think black tourmaline is a really powerful stone personally. Like, I kind of don't like to mess with it unless I really need it, because I feel like it will kick me in the butt if I'm not careful. But this is a really nice piece. You can see the top. It's like tourmaline. Like, oh wait, terminated. Oh my gosh, if I could talk. Dang it, I can't even make a joke. Whatever. It's really cool. I like this piece, so. And it was fairly expensive, even though it's just a tiny rock, so that kind of sucks, but at least I got some. A lot of people like these wands, and they're pretty expensive whenever I see them for sale online, but there's a shop in town that sells these for like somewhere around like $5. So I got a cool sodalite wand. And there's a bunch of other really awesome ones that I'm gonna probably go and raid their shop and buy a bunch of before I move away. But there's that. This was cool. I think this was a free gift that I got from Piper for buying something from her shop. But it's blue tiger's eye. And it's not a particularly blue piece, but it's definitely tiger's eye and it's pretty cool. So there you go. You can kind of see the blue. I think this is a really cool piece. I like it a lot. This is just your straight run-of-the-mill kyanite, but I didn't have any kyanite, so I was really excited when I got this too. I think this was another free thing that I got from her, actually. It's a really nice, vibrant blue, which I really like. Shoot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I have a list of things in case I forget what, yeah. This is Turritella agate. Agate. If I could talk. Anyway, it's very cool. I really like it. Looks like somebody poked a bunch of holes in an agate. And I never remember the name of it. This was a free gift that I got from Sammy. And green aventurine. I have a ring made out of this that I got from one of my old pagan friends who ended up not being a very good friend to me in the long run, so I don't really wear it anymore, but it's sad because I really like the ring. But anyway, I got it, and I got that chunk, which is a rough chunk, which I think is really cool. Oh, yeah, duh, I knew what this one was. Why was I looking? This is another piece of petrified wood. It looks like a bone. Like, that's what, every time I look at it, I'm like, is that a bone? And I'm like, no, it's my petrified wood. It's pretty cool. I like it. So, this is a garnet. I love garnets. I think they are so cool. Something we tried to do when we went to field camp is find a bunch of, like, there's just crazy schist, like, out in, I think it was New Mexico, and they had little garnets, like, in the schist, so people were trying to collect them, and I could not find any, and some people had, like, 10, and I was so mad. So, dang it. At least I got my snow quartz. Just a really nice piece of amethyst that I like, and it's kind of curved, which is, wow. Yes, so it has this kind of fun feeling to it. I like it. Another piece of, I have several pieces of amethyst right here, so prepare yourself. This is a piece I've had for a really, really long time, and it's like a really light colored amethyst. So I almost don't even think of it as amethyst because it is so light. It just has a much more gentle energy, I guess. Amethyst to me is kind of harsh. Like, I know that is not the case for most people, but for me it is. This is a nice piece of chevron amethyst. I've got quite a few of these that I didn't realize that's what that was, and then I started going through these jars I'd had since childhood, and I realized that I had a lot of it. So, chevron amethyst. And the last one on this row, which is this? Oh, wow, I would not have guessed that. That's hematite. It is heavy like hematite, but it has more of a brown color. Anyway, I don't know if you can see that either. I've never really seen much hematite that's brown. I don't remember where I got this piece. Maybe this is one that came from that jar I had as a kid. Regardless, hematite is pretty awesome. So that is video number 2 in these. So prepare yourself for video 3.